Leon, is it from Melbourne? Or I can't remember. Or is it from Perth? Oh, Reims, okay. Nice. Yeah, I was... yeah, in Europe it's free education for like school, kind of primary school, secondary school, but it's not free pilot training, you know. So yeah, as 787 pointed out, it's fairly expensive, so you need to find a way to finance all that. I was working at the time. I started working and I pretty much started like the flight training, so while I was still working I was doing the flight training kind of part-time, and yeah, I kind of dedicated a lot of my income to the flight training, so yeah, you need to find somehow a way to finance your training. Sydney to Hobart, nice. Yeah, with flying, the world is your oyster. It really is. I wouldn't necessarily go down talking about like financing flight training. I wouldn't necessarily go down the route of taking loans. You can take maybe like a little loan, a little amount, but I wouldn't like borrow, you know, the full amount of the training. First of, if you do, for example, an integrated course at one of those famous training organizations, I would personally wouldn't like, you know, borrow that huge amount of money, because if at the end of it you don't get a job, then you've got no way to repay all that money, or you'll have to work, I don't know, no disrespect, but you'll have to work at McDonald's or something. So yeah, you can maybe use a bit of a credit card to pay, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, but don't commit like huge amounts of money, basically. Coming to India? Oh, maybe soon, who knows? It's very nice. Maximus, yeah, you've got your ATP, your frozen ATPL, and yeah, it's the dilemma, you know, do you pay for a type rating, or and then hopefully get a job with the type rating, or not? The problem is that some airlines have now become a little bit even more greedy, and on top of the type rating they're also asking for experience on type. So if you get your type rating, that's all good, but do you have the experience on type? No. So it's yeah, it's a dilemma. And airlines are quite greedy in that sense, because they used to you know, train the pilots they were recruiting. They were quite happy to take on the training cost, but more and more they are kind of reluctant now to take the training cost on. So they would rather like take guys who are already like trained on the aircraft and just do a quick conversion course to get the guys up to speed with. Thank you very much for the follow, Maximus. Yeah, to get the guys up to speed with their like procedures and the way they fly the aircraft. But yeah, they wouldn't really commit to spending a lot of money on pilot training. Depends on the airlines, of course, but if you're kind of thinking on the low-cost sector, you know, they try to I try to manage the pilot intake without spending a lot of money. So yeah, it's a little bit difficult. If they say it to you like you pay the training, basically you pay the type rating, but if you pass the type rating and everything goes well, you should have a job, then I would go for it. Obviously you're gonna have to find a way to pay for the type rating, but if at the end of the type rating you've got a job and then you're able to build your experience, then go for it. But if it's just to get the type rating but with no job after that, because the type rating nowadays is fairly expensive as well, because you do the training in a full flight simulator, and the sessions cost quite a lot of money. So so I wouldn't really do the type rating if there was no job at the end of it. Obviously you need to pass the type rating. If you don't pass the type rating, then the company wouldn't give you the job, but at least you know that if everything goes well on the training, then you'll get a job at the end of it. Cool. On Kid 007, next time I'm around in India, then I'll give you a shout. What airport are you at, if I may ask? You don't have to say. I mean, I'm not saying where I am, so you don't have to tell me where you are. But if you want me to wave when I'm at the airport, there's many airports in India, so I'll wave. Then we can eat some naan bread and some curry. That would be nice. And some papadum. It's lovely food. Yeah, CFI is good. CFI, depending where you are in the world, CFI would open like a few doors as well for maybe business aviation, or kind of get jobs on general aviation aircrafts. Yeah, because I know a lot of guys were instructors, and I never was an instructor, but I know some guys were instructors and they kind of worked their way up, and you know, at the end of the day you'll get there. So Turkey, yeah. In Turkey, have you tried the likes of, I guess to go into Turkish Airlines is quite difficult, but have you tried the likes of Pegasus, or are they asking for a type rating, but do they also, are they also asking for experience on type? Ozan 0053, good day to you. Wow, 92 miles to top of descent. Time flies when you have fun. Yeah, I can understand that with all the stuff going on in Turkey. But as I said, if you go for the type rating but you don't have a job at the end of it, then I wouldn't go for it. That's my personal kind of view on things, but because type rating is quite a big part of the whole kind of flight training cost, Above all, if you kind of finance that yourself, you're talking maybe in the region of, I don't know, 25-30,000 euros or something. So, and if you don't have a job at the end of it, then it's not ideal, to say the least. So the experience you're building as a CFI is good. You know, you're getting flight time. And then maybe, as I said, like above all, kind of general aviation or kind of smaller aircraft, you can work your way up as well. Kind of can open a few doors. So let's look at the approach. I'll have to find a way one day. You know, I was talking about improving the stream. I have to find one day the way to put like the charts on the stream. I mean, I can't do that at the moment, but I'll have to find a way to do that. Right, on what runway in Hong Kong? Delta Yankee 2, hello, how are you doing? Yeah, I understand, Maximus. Yeah, all the airlines asking for experience on type, but how do you get the experience on type without you know, actually being given a shot at it? It's always the same. It's a bit of a catch-22 situation. Right, I'm trying to find out of the two runways which one they tend to use. Thank you very much for the follow, LT Parker 3170. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the team. Right, we'll go for the right runway. I fly on the 777. So we'll go, first of all, check the recall, is all good. And we'll go on departure arrival. Go for ILS 07 right. It's the AB 3 Alpha. I will see if it's the lines transition. Hello, Sendairo. Yeah, one day maybe you can. I can fly from Washington. So Hong Kong arrivals. Is all good. Let's check chart. Oh, hold on. I need to find the ILS chart. So those of you who know me know that I've got a little kind of tablet on the side for the charts. So I'm kind of playing around at the moment, trying to get the chart sorted out. Right, so Abby. Okay, it's actually part of the airway. Abby to Musel. Musel is 130. That's not in the database. So you see, that's why you've got to check the database to make sure that you've got all the information, because there the information is missing. Forecast. I need to change the transition level. Transition level is 110. I said 110. Ooh, top of descent is approaching fast. Then to Tamar, then we go to Tunglung, then we go to Gara, to Soke, and then to Limes. Happy days, that's all correct so far. Yeah, you get the oh cool, send arrow. Good to see you on the stream, thank you very much, fellow GSM member. Thank you for taking me on board. Yeah, you do get the fuel tank to engine warning. It's basically once, from what I understand, once the fuel quantity gets below 12.5 more or less in each engine. When you've got more fuel than that, it's the override pumps here and here, which kind of provide the fuel to the engines. But then at some point, once the fuel quantity decreases in the 4 main tanks, then you kind of feed the engine with their own tanks, so to speak, if that makes sense. I'll come back to that maybe another time, but that's more or less the principle behind it. And the ILS, yeah, I spoke to Mermoz as well. Yeah. From Limes, go to Stella. So Limes is 4,500 feet. Oh, that database is not really well, good and above. You see, guys, I'm going through like every single waypoint, but the database there is not really up to scratch. Stella is 180 knots, that's correct, and then we go towards the ILS. CI 07 right, 1700 feet or above, yeah. So that's all good. Okay, and the missed approach, we go to Porpa, Guava, Soke, and Limes, and hold 5,000 feet. That's correct. So it's no big deal, but you do need to kind of check. So we'll set 13,000 or 130, which was the first level restriction. The minimums, if we go that's better. It was 290, I think. 230. Too far. So 230 with climb gradient of 4%. Hello, the criminal network. Good to see you. Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll chat soon. Thank you very much, Sandairo. No, it's nothing serious, so ZAM 0053. It's just like a kind of warning for the configuration of the fuel system, but it's nothing serious. The aircraft is still flying, and it's just for you to, it's just a reminder for you to reconfigure the fuel system. That's it. Yeah, it's the new PMDG, 747 indeed. So let's listen to the weather. don't think there's anybody there. No. Oops.
Victor Hotel Airport information Lima 1100 Zulu weather wind 063 at 7 visibility 4 sky condition few clouds at 1200 2500 scattered light rain temperature dew point 17 QNH 1013 advise on initial contact with information Lima Victor Hotel Airport information Lima 1100 Zulu weather wind 063.
Okay, so the wind is pretty much down the runway for runway 07. Wind coming from the northeast. Good visibility, a little bit of light rain, 20 degrees for tropical Hong Kong is not that high. And QNH of 1013, if I got that correctly. So yeah, we'll go for runway 07 right. Coming from this direction, it kind of makes sense as well because we're coming from the east and then from the south. So to go on the right runway is kind of makes sense, I guess. And the VREF, we're gonna get there with about 8.5 tons of fuel. The zero fuel weight is 241.7, so plus 8 is gonna be 249.7 plus a bit, let's say 250. So 250, maybe 0.5, let's say roughly. It's going to give us a VREF for flap 30 of 143. That's now displayed down here. And we just need to find an auto brake setting. Auto brake 2 I think should do the trick. Fairly light. Yesterday in East Midlands with auto brake 2 it stopped in no time. No worries, 787. You know the trouble with the approach, you just have to take it easy, take your time, slow down early, manage the speed, and then usually it goes alright. On the ground in Hong Kong, no really sure where we're gonna go. I think actually you can if I could call a GSX from up here, but not yet. Doesn't seem to be working anyway. Okay, I will insist because I don't want the simulator to freeze or anything. Right, it's a large aircraft, so we'll ask everybody to return to their seats. The descent checklist is basically, I'm not going to do it, but it would be basically to make sure that the aircraft is configured for the descent and that the approach has been prepared and all sorted out. So that's the case more or less. The descent to, or the approach should I say, or rather, to set up is fairly easy because we use the FMC pretty much in all airliners actually. and set the arrival in the FMC there, get a VREF, play around maybe with the descent page if you want to put some speed restrictions, or but yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't have to tune the radios, unlike the 737 for example. It's all done automatically by the FMC. Yeah, it's fairly straightforward. On this one as well, there's no courses to set on for the ILS approach. It's all also done by the FMC, and it's all automatic, so it's a fairly easy life. The 777 and I guess also the 747 is well, you rely quite a lot on the FMC, and a lot of the preparation and a lot of the flying is through the FMC. So yes, it does tune the ILS, yeah. Yeah, the VAS. Actually, at the end of yesterday's flight into East Midlands, only had is it 900,000, whatever the unit is. So there was not a lot out of the 4 GB. I only had, let's say, like 0.9, and I'd got rid of the all the London sceneries because I was flying over London to get to East Midlands. So I disabled Heathrow, Gatwick, Stansted, and in spite of all that, I only got to East Midlands with 0.9 GB at the end. So yeah, which I think is the first time I get solo. So I don't know if this aircraft is quite hungry in terms of VAS. I understand you're flying on P3D, criminal network, but on this as well, it's maybe a little bit tight. Yeah, on the Ozan 0053 for the 777, it's a little bit tricky because it depends on the display. Sometimes with LNAV, depends on how modern or up-to-date the display is. On the more up-to-date displays, it does show on the even if you're flying in LNAV, it does show the ILS shows on the screen on the primary flight display there, where you have the what we call the artificial horizon commonly. But in the older displays, no, it doesn't show. So you're correct, to have it to show, you need to be in heading select. So it depends on how modern and up to date the display is here. Yeah, I think once we get to P3D version 4, I think I'll upgrade. I want to wait. There's no point going to version 3 to then, I guess it will be a new purchase again to go on to version 4. So I'll wait now for version 4, but once we get to version 4, hopefully it will sort out the VAS problem, but it will also improve the rest of the simulator, hopefully. So once the sim is going full blast, then yeah, I'll go for it. But I've got the feeling it might not be for tomorrow, so for the moment I'll stick to this and be patient. It's doing a decent enough job, I guess. It's not ideal, and at the moment I'm kind of hitting a little bit of a limit, so that's why I'm kind of also interested maybe in eventually upgrading to that version 4 64-bit. Welcome back, joined Bassett 4. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. Yeah, so for the autopilot, at the moment we're flying in LNAV and VNAV, which means that the LNAV is basically the lateral navigation that is defined by the route that is entered by the on the FMC. I will continue the descent to 4.5. And the VNAV is basically the vertical profile. So at the moment, because we are getting close to Hong Kong, it's already started the descent. So it's calculating a descent path to kind of more or less provide a continuous descent all the way into the airport. But if you go on a heading select, then it's a more kind of hands-on autopilot mode. And you actually tell the aircraft, you know, what direction you want it to fly. If you go also in the descent here, you go on flight level change. Then basically you tell the aircraft that it has to bring the thrust back to idle power and pitch the nose of the aircraft to achieve the speed that is targeted here, whereas the VNAV mode is just calculating a path and it just follows the path in the descent. The path is calculated obviously beforehand to try to maintain the desired speed, but the main way of descending is by following the path that is calculated by the computer. I hope it makes sense. I don't want to be too technical as well. Insufficient fuel again. Every time I've got insufficient fuel. I'm not sure PFPX is, it's not by much, by 100 kilos, but yeah, I hope I'm not making it too difficult. I'm trying to explain as, you know, as best as I can, but yeah, hopefully it will be released fairly soon, but yeah, I'll, as I said, I'll wait for it. We'll see how it goes. I mean, in version 3, you seem to be able to get, you know, a good FPS. It's very fluid. The CPU, I'm not sure if sometimes you get like FPS hit. You know, if you have like an aircraft like, you know, the 747 above complex scenery, I don't know if you still keep that fluidity or not. I would like to see that. If you have also, like, for example, Active Sky 16 with like cloud, and I don't know if with prepared version 3 you still keep that fluidity, or if like the FPS is kind of hit a little bit, and if the computer slows down. What doesn't help as well, like for me here, like streaming, is that the streaming, as you're probably aware, like uses also a lot of the CPU. Zapovitz, yep, I'll have a think about that. Indeed. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of curious about prepared version 3 and possibly then version 4, is to see if basically the fluidity of the simulation is there all the time, or if like basically the scenery and the aircraft are becoming too complex, then it also slows down like FSX does basically. That's what I'm curious about, and that's what I would like to see. Because FSX, once you go to, like, I don't know if you've got like the UK 2000 Heathrow and you go with the 747 and the weather is quite detailed and you've got a lot of clouds, maybe a bit of rain or something, then like things do slow down. Even with a good CPU, things do slow down. So yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Yeah, there's a bank limit on the 777. It's I think it's the same actually. I think it's 25 degrees. 25 degrees of bank. So even in heading select, then you can't really go. You can't really go beyond. And if you fly manually, I think also you kind of can bank maybe to 30 degrees, but not much more than that. Right, so 10,000 feet. It's coming back towards 240 knots. So obviously at the moment we're still in VNAV path, so it's still in that calculated descent path. But the path is now fairly shallow, so to maintain the speed, the aircraft needs to add a bit of thrust from the engines. Otherwise, if we were descending following that path, which is fairly shallow, the speed will decrease and we would eventually stall and fall out from the sky. So we obviously don't want to do that. 10,000 feet, we'll set the lights. All the lights and the logo light as well. So all the lights is a bit, I think I've said that before, but I think it's a 777 SOP on Boeing 747. I'm not sure what they do. Right, so we'll just follow the transition here. Yeah, version 3 much more stable, and yeah. But do you see what I mean? When you get to when you use like quite a complex aircraft, like any of the PMDG aircraft or the I don't know, the FS Labs, and you go to an airport like you were mentioning, flying into Gatwick yesterday, do you still keep that fluidity in the simulator? Do you still keep the FPS quite high, or does it also slows down a little bit? I don't know if you see what I mean, because with this it definitely slows down a little bit. You go down maybe to 25, 20 FPS sometimes. So if it does that as well, maybe it's not that ideal, but if you keep the fluidity, or at least if you keep your 30 FPS like intact, then it's really good, because all you need is basically like 30 FPS. You don't need like much more than that. They say the human eye doesn't really see beyond like 30 FPS, so I don't know. Ozan 0053 ILS X-ray and ILS Zulu. Basically it's the same ILS approach, it's the same ILS signal, basically the same navigation aid on the ground, so it's the same frequency, same course. It's just sometimes it's a different missed approach, so they would differentiate between the Zulu approach and the X-ray approach. Maybe one missed approach will be a turn to the right, maybe the other one will be a turn to the left, something like that. Very often it's based on a difference on the missed approach. Very often. Otherwise, sometimes it depends if the distance on the ILS is calculated on the ILS DME itself or on the DME of, for example, a VOR, which will be close to the runway. So it's to do with little differences like this, but the ILS itself, the navigation aid on the ground is exactly the same. So you would fly with the same reference basically. Yeah, it's a bit cloudy. Going into Hong Kong. You can see the turquoise water. I invite you to go on the YouTube channel and have a look at the Kaitak video. Okay, so it's very stable, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm really after, I have to say. Because on this, as I said, sometimes it kind of slows down a little bit. Okay, so you get about 25 to 35. Yeah, but you see, it's still, it kind of still slows down a little bit. I mean, you can, so if you go between 25 and 35, you kind of average around 30, so it's not too bad, but still does slow down. Is that with FPS Unlimited, yeah? Which one do you choose, Yankee or Zulu? Usually, but it's not always true. Unfortunately, you kind of work it out according to places you go to. But usually, the main one is the Zulu, and then you kind of go backwards: Zulu, Yankee, X-ray. But it's not always true in all places, unfortunately. So there's not always that logic going on, so to speak. But usually it's the Zulu first. You only have the GTS 960 as well, the GPU, so maybe that's not enough. It's a bit of a holy grail, this whole thing. Drops below 10. Is that with Flight Tampa Copenhagen? Wow. Yeah, airport scenery is bad, yeah. Man, this is a very, very easygoing approach. Yeah, the 1070 would be a good count, yeah. Wow, 10 FPS with prepared. Wow. What's happening with the mouse there? Couldn't move the mouse anymore. Flaps 1.
Speed check. Flaps 1 selected.
Now we've got the ILS ident there. The Morse code, if we were listening for the Morse code, it would go like doot, 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 or whatever. We don't have to be able to work out Morse code on these aircraft. The Morse code, as you can see, is displayed there. The ident, the aircraft work it out for us. But when you fly light aircraft and you're using radio navigation aids like a VOA or an ILS, you're supposed to ident the Morse code. But very often on the approach
Confirm
charts,
frequency. Okay, confirm. I've only got 2 hands. Pass.
on the approach charts, there's like the code of the Morse code, so you can kind of follow along. For example, India Sierra Romeo is India is 2 dots, Sierra is 3 dots, and Romeo is 1 dot, 1 dash, 1 dot. So you just have to listen and try to work it out. If it sounds similar to that, then the chances are you're good. Flaps 5.
Flaps 5 selected.
Right, we're gonna turn to intercept the ILS. Cabin is ready. Approach mode armed. Flaps 10.
Flaps 10 selected.
$170 knots. Localizer and glide slope capture, so the missed approach is 5,000.
2,500.
Gear down.
Gear speed check. Moving down.
Flaps 20.
Flaps 20 selected.
Flaps 30.
Okay, confirm. Flaps.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30 selected. Gear down and secured.
So the gear is down, green, speed brake armed, and flaps 30. Landing checklist complete. Wow, it looks quite dark. It looks very dark. Okay, wish me luck. Flight director. The throttle off. Slight adjustment on the jig. Slight adjustment on the thrust to sync the joystick with throttle on the aircraft.
Approaching 07 right.
Is there some sort of mist, or is it the light? The light on the runway is really strange. Oh no, that was an aircraft. Oh man, he's taken off in the nick of time. I was wondering what that light was on the runway. It was the aircraft they're taking off. And there's a little bit of a crosswind. Not that bad, but landing. Correcting the speed.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Yeah, stopped in no time again. Stopped in no time. Hey, happy days. Alright, we'll vacate next left. It's not easy, I mean, on this to land anyway. And even if it does work out, it's nothing like flying a real thing, but hey, just pretending. Clean up.
Okay.
Right.
Great. Landing. Captain.
Let me find out where I'm gonna park. Nope. What letter is this? Oh, Sierra maybe. Oh. I was looking at the wrong thing. Sierra 10. Sierra 106, that will do the trick. Yeah, let's request the follow me just to be sure. Yes, I asked Multi-Crew Experience to kind of pay a little compliment. Great landing. Yeah, so we're gonna go to Hotel 8 at the end there, and then 106 will be on the right. Oh, here's the follow me. Yeah. Oh, follow me. Follow me has arrived. Here it is. Now we can see the rain a little bit and the aircraft lights. Yeah, Hotel 8 is here on the left. So I'm not sure this actually matches the real airport layout. And that's the way the scenery is. Why it's good is that with the Evlasoft EFP, the moving map it gives you is based on the simulator scenery, so that's fairly good. What is this remote stand? Oh yeah, it's a remote stand. I'm sure Cathay Pacific go somewhere near the terminal. Oh well, chose the wrong stand. It didn't look like it on the Evlasoft TFB. Doors and lights. Lights and doors.
Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross-check. You are the best captain.
Right, that will do. Maybe he's gonna do a Hong Kong Macarena. So parking brake set, APU is running. Macarena? Hey Macarena. Very good parking, yeah, well. I did a very good parking early on in Phoenix and there was no Macarena. Now he's walking away. Ah, it's very hard to get the Macarena, I only got it once. Doors are manual. The seatbelt sign goes to off. And anti-call can come off. Flight director comes off. And flight director FMC on the ident page. All yours.
Yes, captain.
Right, so here we are in Hong Kong. We'll have to disembark the Fox.
Great flight, captain. Many thanks.
No bother. We'll actually yeah, open the doors. And the cargo doors as well. That's it. No, I'm not gonna do another flight because I've kind of reached my time today. So That'll be it for this session. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream. The door is open. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. Here we are in Hong Kong. I really chose the wrong gate. There's an aircraft sitting there. Yeah, it's showing also on the EFB, and it's showing in the right colors in the Cathay Pacific. And it looks like a 777. That's a bus for our passengers. Yeah, looking at the EFB, didn't look like a remote stand, but it is a remote stand. I don't know why I parked there. It shows that one. Oh! Looks like there's maybe somebody there taxiing out or taxiing in. Is that the runway? It's hard to tell, but maybe he's lining up on the runway there. And yeah, there's also a terminal on the other side a little bit. And yeah, I chose a remote stand. Oh, a great success. Not. Hey, see you next time, KM672. Thank you very much to everybody for joining me today. We'll watch our friend take off here. And here is becoming airborne. Here's the label. CCA. Oh, China. Wow, beautiful. It does work out really well. Check this out. Wow, that was a nice takeoff to watch him. Ah, beautiful. Have a good flight, mate. Yeah, we'll open the doors. No bother. 2 and 5. Yes, it's coming. Yeah, so thank you very much, guys. I'll try to be on again tomorrow at some point, but I'm not sure. Depends a little bit on the schedule, and I still have a few things I need to do. And depends also on the weather here. If the weather is nice, then maybe I'll go back the place a little bit. So yeah, I'm not sure about tomorrow, but certainly after that, I'm gonna be away for almost a week, and then after that, the wife and kids are on holiday, so I'll have a little bit less time as well. So you might not see me on the stream for maybe a couple of weeks, and after that, actually, things might be a little bit more hectic as well for me. So again, I kind of goes in cycles. There are periods when I'm not that busy, and other periods where things get a little bit busier. So we're kind of going towards a busy cycle. So we'll see how it goes. But I'll do my best to kind of come along and stream. Don't forget also that you can catch up the streams on the video on demands on Twitch, and also go to the YouTube channel for all the good videos and tutorials and stuff like that. Yeah, the YouTube channel is really the main thing. This is more like Twitch is more like an extension of the YouTube channel to kind of fly live and to do flights in real time, but the YouTube channel is really the basis of the whole entertainment kind of concept on the Captain Nav channel. So I do invite you to go and have a look at the YouTube channel as well. Just work your way around. There's now more than 100 videos, so it's quite meaty at this time, but just go around, find maybe the playlists, or do a few search. It's quite a lot of videos, so take your time, enjoy, and bookmark it or something, and then go back. If you want to subscribe, then it's good. That's it. I've done I've done my bit for today. So thank you very much once again for joining me today. And until next time, take care.
Thank you.
And I shall see you soon.
Wonderful flight.
Thank you again. Bye bye.
Thank you. You did a great job. Thank you for a wonderful flight. Thank you. You did a great job. Thank you for a wonderful flight.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for the follow, Mel the Vroom. Welcome to the end of the stream, but thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Take care.
Bye. Have a good one.
The capacity of a 747 in one bus. Yeah, people are gonna be very cramped. Yeah, Hong Kong on a rainy evening. Company aircraft there, 777, at the gate, soon to depart. And yeah, modified AFCAD scenery is not like a fancy scenery of some sort for Hong Kong. Yeah, evening time is quite nice with all the lights. Here we are. This was Taipei to Hong Kong. Once again, folks, thank you very much. See you soon.